Are you in the market for a new camera bag? If yes, then PGYTech just brought out a couple new ones here. The OneGo 2, OneGo Lite, I wanted to say Air, but no, it's Lite, and the OneGo Rope, which is a sling bag, as you can see. So in this video, we will find out if those bags are any good, and I also want to figure out for myself if I might actually switch to that OneGo 2 here, because I'm actually kind of in the market for a new camera bag for like my everyday stuff, etc. So let's start with the OneGo 2 here. At first, it comes with a weather-resistant material, which feels pretty premium. I like it, but we will see about the weather resistance later in this video, as I want to test it a bit harder to see if you can really use it under heavy rain. And special about this bag seems to be that it has this breathable back panel here, which is supposed to keep it a bit away from your back to avoid sweat. We'll see how that works when I carry it. The shoulder straps are pretty thick, not the thickest one I've ever seen, but definitely on the thicker side, so they should be quite comfy. And it also comes with a magnetic top opening for quick access, and that's quite nice. There is a camera divider inside, so you can just put your camera like this. I like a design like that in a bag, because when you're on a scooter here in Thailand and you have the bag in front of you, you can quickly grab your camera at any time without even having to leave your scooter. And that's important if you see something like a shot quick that you want to get. I had it quite a few times that I saw snakes crawling over the road, and I have never been fast enough to get a shot of them, and it's mainly because I always have to brake and get my bag out, etc. This would solve that. And of course, side zippers here with all sorts of compartment to put all your general stuff, cables, power banks, etc. And on the back, we have a full clamshell opening. Just like most bags today, I think that's a must-have. Like, I would not get a bag anymore that does not have a clamshell opening. It's also nice that it's quite deep here, so you can put lenses vertically into this bag. And even if I have my 70-200, for example, where there is a tripod mount at the bottom, which makes the overall setup a bit bigger or taller, I can also fit that nicely inside here. And of course, what's already good is that all the dividers are included. It's not like with OneNote, for example, where you have to purchase an extra photography inserts bag, which adds weight and also costs you more money. So that's good. You can also open the top compartment. Must say, I would have loved magnets here, but zippers do the job as well. There is a laptop compartment which holds a 16-inch MacBook Pro, and also an iPad compartment which looks pretty large. I think you could perfectly fit a MacBook Air in here as well, if you need two MacBooks for whatever reason. And little bonus, it also comes with handles, both on top and from the side. So you can also carry that just like your normal bag at the airport or so. And it won't easily go onto a roller bag if you want to roll it to the airport, but maybe you could just fit it through here. Yeah, that could potentially work. Okay, that's the go-to in a nutshell. What I already noticed is that there are no small pockets on there that I can easily access. Like, for example, I think they could have included a top access here, like a zipper, that I can put some stuff inside that I access super quickly. Or they could have done it here on the back. Like, for example, here on the back, where I always put stuff that I just quickly want to take out, like camera straps and stuff, sometimes also batteries, but that's not important on this bag because of that indication system. And it also has this zipper here on the side, where just like now, I always have an action camera and always a microfiber cloth. So I'm missing like the super quick access pockets on the Go 2 already. But we'll see when I actually use it, if it actually turns out to be a real problem. I don't think it will be a big one. Same here on the Peter McKinnon Luma bag from Nomadic. There's like this top compartment where I always put some stuff in. It's my cafe bag because it looks so nice and it holds the MacBook a bit nicer. Like, I don't extra have to open the bag to access my MacBook. So that's why, like, I always use that for cafes when I don't need much stuff. And I use this top compartment here to have stevia with me, so I can cut on sugar when I drink coffees. And also when you open the top, there is this little one here, so I will probably use that in the future. It's still quick, it's just not as instant as on the other bags. And by the way, the Go 2 comes in 2 sizes. I think it's 20 and 25 liters, and this is the 20 liter version here, which I think for me works perfectly fine. Like I could perfectly fit 2 cameras, my 70-200mm 2.8 G Master Mark II lens in there, plus 2 other lenses, plus all the batteries, gear I have, drone on top. Quite nice about the Go 2 is also the weight. This one here, the 20 liter, only weighs 1.38 kilos, including the dividers. And the other one, the 25 liters, comes in at 1.54 kilos, which I think is also perfectly acceptable. And both are lighter than the One Provoke bag that I usually use if you put the camera cubes inside. Like they're the weight that you always read about. This bag is without the camera cubes, and here all the dividers are included. So that makes it quite travel friendly. Let's come to the OneGo Lite. This also comes in 2 versions or 2 sizes, 16mm and 16 liter and 20 liter. And this is the 16 liter version, which I already noticed an issue, like it does not hold a 16-inch MacBook Pro. So you want to get the bigger one if you have a 16-inch MacBook Pro. For everything smaller, 14 inches, so that's fine. You can even fit that in here. So that's nice as a day pack to bring like 1 camera, a few lenses, and eventually your MacBook as well. Let's actually test if my 16-inch MacBook Pro fits inside or not. So they say on their website not, but I've seen bags where it still fits. I don't think so. It looks small. Okay, it is not healthy for your MacBook. And it's not healthy for the zipper. Okay, like with a bit of violence, you can fit it in here, but like you see the edges here, that's definitely not good for the MacBook or the zippers. Honestly, don't do it. Weight-wise, the OneGo Lite is actually super light. This is 0.95 kilos for the 16 liter version and 1.06 kilos for the bigger, the 22 liter version. So if you want to travel super light and you don't have much gear anyway, this might actually be a bag to look into. It also comes with relatively thick shoulder straps and a breathable back padding. It's not as breathable like form-wise as on the OneGo 2, but it also definitely lets some air through, so you're sweating a bit less. And they also claim that it comes with weather-resistant coating, which it feels like, but we'll see about that later in the water test. I'm worried about the bottom though. I would probably not stand that in the rain, but we'll also test it later. And different is here definitely that you don't have a zipper on the left side. On the right side, you have one for direct camera access. Here I didn't set it up yet, but you know, you can set the dividers as you want to. And it also comes with the battery indication system. It's weird. It says battery indication system here, but there is no indication system. So I'm not sure if the final version of that bag comes with that system as well, or if it's just that on the Lite you don't get that. I don't know, but I think it's so unique about PGYTech bags, this system, that they should include it here in my opinion. That's a bit weird. Guess that's to hang your tripod or so. Of course, you can also put plastic bottles in here, but I would be worried for smaller bottles that it would fall down. Not sure how they intended that. That little carrying rope here on top is quite nice, like the design of it. Not a must-have, obviously, but it looks cool. And when we look inside, also dividers are included here. Everything is there and you can arrange it however you want. And also have a look inside here. It has some loose openings where you can put some stuff. I think maybe with the zipper would be a bit better to have it secured. It's at least my experience over the years. And look there, here it comes with a little pocket that you can quickly unzip. I wish they had that on the Go 2. No, not a deal breaker, but it's nice. Aside from that, it's actually a pretty simple bag, but I think it can hold everything that you need for a day trip, for a short hike, or even your carry-on, like a camera, 2 lenses, even bigger ones. And also drone on top, of course, and lots of your other electronics, batteries and stuff. So it actually looks like a nice bag if you want to travel a bit lighter. And let's have a quick first look at the OneGo Rope strap bag. Here the material, they claim it's like splash resistant, but not weather resistant. I will also do a water test on this bag to see how much it holds. Anyway, what I already noticed, like I used it yesterday actually, and I noticed it is quite thick. I mean, with those sling bags, I oftentimes think that my camera is not really secured, but this one here, it's so thick that I wouldn't worry about it. Like they really improved that here. And you can extend this bag, which makes it quite unique. So they claim that you could fit a camera with a 70 to 200 millimeter lens in there. I would say let's test it directly. You can't take the divider out. It always stays inside so you don't lose it, but you can take it off and fold it down. That's good. Let's test it. So 70 to 200, Sony A9 Mark III. This is tight, yeah, this is really tight. Yeah, okay, it does fit, but how? So yeah, you can do it, but the zipper already has a hard time closing. I don't feel comfortable doing that. And they say without the expansion in the normal mode here, it can fit a compact camera and 2 lenses. And looking inside here, I would agree with that. Just use the divider. Yeah, that definitely works. That's also what I did yesterday. Compact camera and 1 lens, and there was still more than enough space for a second lens. Yeah, looks good, but nothing special. I have to say I'm not a big fan of those shoulder bags. Like every time I bought one, I never actually ended up using it because it was always that I had to carry too much gear and therefore brought an actual backpack. But yeah, if you want to go minimalistic, then it might be interesting for you. So enough about features. Pretty much every product looks good right after you purchase it. So I would say let's finally go out now and figure out if the Go 2 especially is a new bag for me and if I can recommend it to you. Okay, I spent some time with this bag now, so here are my observations. At first, when it comes to comfort, this bag feels pretty comfortable on your back, so their 4-point contact system here works, but it's not like the OnePro Flex, where when you have a bit of wind from the side, for example, that you actually feel the wind on your back, so it's not as breathable as the OnePro Flex, but it definitely feels good on your back. It's not that it hurts or something. And I noticed that there is no waist strap included, but there are 2 attachment points here to attach a waist strap, and there is also one for the old OneGo in the PGYTech shop. I had a look, I didn't have the time yet to ask them if that also fits to this bag, but to me, at least according to the photos in the shop, it looks like you can also use this waist strap on the OneGo 2. So if you prefer a waist strap, you should look in the shop. However, I felt like with the gear that I usually carried in that bag that I didn't actually need a waist strap. This is more like if I would also bring my 16-inch MacBook Pro plus my drone and my usual camera stuff, then yeah, it might get a bit heavier and you might want to use a waist strap then to support the weight a bit. And I did a little mistake here in the beginning of the video. This is actually the 25-liter version and not the 20-liter version. I told them to send me the 20-liter, but they sent the 25, and I have to say I like the size overall, but there is a big issue for me personally, which I will come to in a second. However, let's talk about the negatives. At first, what I think what is a bit of a missed opportunity is that the top part is not an actual roll top. Now, it can extend slightly, like I can push it up here and you get a little bit more space, but this is not the same at all as a roll top is, because even with a bag like that is more meant for day trips or generally to hold your gear, you might sometimes want to use such a bag for maybe a trip that's 2 or 3 days, so you would have to stuff a bit of clothes on top. And I think with a roll top, that would be so much easier. Like you could simply fit more stuff in there. And now it's not a really big one, but on my Wonder there is a little hidden passport pocket on the back of that backpack that always gives me peace of mind when I travel internationally, that I have my passport with me and I don't lose it anywhere, and I never did, luckily. On this bag, this is not available. Like this, it's not a must-have. I could still store it safely somewhere else in that bag, but I would really love to have that and also know one can like easily grab my passport if it's hidden, right? But that's actually all about the negatives already that I at least noticed. Aside from that, it's actually a really nice bag, and I noticed something special here. Like I told you in the beginning that I have my Cafe bag, the Peter McKinnon Luma bag there, because I can easily take the MacBook always out of it. And here, because it's a self-standing bag, as you can see, you can actually kind of do the same by just leave the zippers here on top. And then if you just grab in there, you see there is the MacBook compartment directly. So you can also just stand that next to your table and grab the MacBook. And it doesn't even need two zippers in that case, like one to open the back of the backpack and one to access your MacBook. It's basically 2 in 1. So I was a bit wrong in the beginning. This is actually a really nice design that they have here. And despite the downside that it doesn't have a roll top, I actually really like how it closes because it is so easy to open. As you can see, like here, let's use my smallest finger. Shoop. Compensates a little bit because I mentioned in the beginning that there is no quick access pocket in that back here, really, like my action cam and stuff. But therefore you can access the whole top compartment really quick. And then, of course, all the standard things here, what I really like is the battery indication system. So I don't extra have to bring that system from Peter McKinnon that I always throw into my other bags. It's already included in the bag. And also that all the straps aside from the waist strap here are included in the bag as well, and the camera dividers, because I really don't like if I buy a camera bag from another manufacturer, like Wanted for example, that I extra have to buy a photography bundle or something like that. I think if a company makes a bag for photographers, that should already be included, and here it is. It's definitely better. And style, design, like I definitely love how this bag looks. Maybe these things here could be a little bit tighter on here somehow. Also those little brown details here, that's really nicely made. And that was actually the one reason why I did not keep the first OneGo. I only used it because of its weight for one trip and sold it directly after that because I just didn't like the design. It's like, I'm a visual person, it's important for me. But yeah, this bag definitely looks a lot better. They fixed the design on this bag. Anyway, let's talk about my water tests or rain emulation. And there the OneGo 2 held up really well. There was actually no water inside at all, which of course is because of the top here that shields it very well. But what I also noticed on the Go 2 is that the zippers actually have a bit of waterproof coating here. So the zippers also didn't let any water through. So I was quite impressed on the Go 2. Didn't expect that it holds up that well. And on the OneGo Lite, it was different. Like the material itself also resisted the water. There was no issue, but because the zippers here don't really have waterproof coating, actually quite a bit of water went inside. Not to a degree that it would have damaged my gear, but it's definitely not like perfectly weather sealed. And it was the same on the OneGo Rope. The material also held the water back, but the zipper let a lot of water through. There was actually a lot of water inside after this test. So with the OneGo Lite and OneGo Rope, you should definitely be careful in heavy rain. I mean, like if you get normal slight rain that you usually have, then it shouldn't be really a problem from my experience with camera bags. But the moment you get heavy rain or you're here in monsoon season in Southeast Asia or so, then you definitely want to take a rain cover or a plastic bag to at least cover the zippers. Aside from that, it will be fine. And yeah, with the OneGo 2, you will actually be well prepared. However, if you go out on a hike and you know that you might run into heavy rain for an extended period of time, I would even here, just to be safe, still bring a rain cover. It's also available in the PGYTech shop, but that counts for every bag. For me, I would never go on such hikes without one. Anyway, I mentioned there's one little issue I do have, so let's go outside. So the OneGo 2 looks pretty good so far, but there is one more thing that is very specific to me. I love to go on motorbike trips here in Thailand, and I prefer to pack my bag into that box here so that I don't have to carry it on my back for like 5 hours or so on the road. And here with this OneGo 2, there is an issue. It does not fit. I cannot get this bag inside. Now, I'm not sure. I threw the bag from this bag already away. So maybe they accidentally sent me the 25-liter version or whatever it is, but it's supposed to be the 20-liter version. And I can't fit it inside here. And we can also see that. If I compare that to the Wandered, the PGYTech is definitely bigger. And if I fit the OneNet inside here, so I have to squeeze it a bit, but it does fit relatively easily. So that's how I usually travel. I can't do that with the OneGo 2. And that, at least for now, means that I can't really use this bag usually, unless I really only drive like a few minutes away. But I'm getting a car soon in about 3 weeks. It's about time finally here after living 5 years in Thailand. And that's why, despite this little issue, now that I have it, I will still keep the OneGo 2 here, because it's actually an awesome bag. I like it a lot. Just this little issue here with the motorbike. Let's also test the OneGo Lite here. It's 16 liter, like, of course, that fits perfectly inside here. No issues at all. So with the OneGo Lite, if you want to travel light, that's not a problem at all. And let's test it just to be 100% safe. Yeah, the rope strap fits as well. I expected that. So yeah, great bag overall, the OneGo 2, and also the Lite version actually. I think especially for my Fujifilm audience, if you're to those cameras, you probably want to travel a bit lighter, then this is definitely a bag to look into. You have quite small lenses there. It fits really nice. It's still enough space here to fit your drone on top and everything you really need for a day trip. So the Lite bags are definitely bags to look into if you travel like that. So, what do you think about those bags? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you have any bag that maybe I never discussed on this channel that you really like, let us know in the comments below. It's always good to know about different options that we have there. And aside from that, for upcoming tutorials and reviews, subscribe, and I will see you in upcoming videos. Bye! And weight-wise, this is super light. This is weight-wise, the weight-wise, the Lite bag